Okay. Sorry, I have extra setup that I do for these classes where we're going to do application for things, so got to do some extra prep. Let's start. Let's do some Tai Chi. Allow your feet to touch in the center. Bring your head top up to the highest point. Relax your shoulders. Relax your tailbone. Take a deep breath. Bring your hands together in the center. And then from there, connect the tongue to the upper palate, activate your toes, lift the base of the torso while you're breathing, and then calibrate, pulling the head top all the way up, straighten your neck, allow it to be relaxed. Relax your brow. In fact, you can wiggle your eyebrows up and down, and then allow it to settle to the right place. Open your vision, open your eyes very, very wide, and then allow them to relax. Open your nostrils sideways to breathe more. Open your face, feel the sinuses on the inside, feel as if you can expand your face sideways. Activate the corners of the mouth. So while we practice Tai Chi, a half smile is the minimum. Keep the chin tucked, relax your shoulders. Feel that your shoulders going out to the side. Use your abs to support. Unroll and open your lower back and allow your tailbone like it's hanging from a string or a chain. The head top is pulled up there and the tailbone is sinking down. Fold the insides of the hips. This again also opening the lower back. Knees are bent, they're not straight, but they're relaxed. Expand your ankles, push your heel into the ground and pull it forward. Push your toes into the ground or curl them into the ground and pull them backwards. We're resting on the outside edge of the feet. Take a deep breath. Relax. Let's before we do some Qigong, we're going to do a different exercise. For this one, kind of like when we start these classes, normally we do a very basic Qigong, something like this, breathing. For this one, I want you to just do one pose, one posture, which is the top part of that posture, right? So something, the hands, they can be round, like you're holding something, or just you can leave them straight. So breathe naturally, relaxed, and make this a stretch. So reach all the way up. Grip your feet into the ground, and like you're stretching slowly, keep reaching. Like you want to reach all the way to the ceiling. And then keep breathing, but hold this posture. Hold the posture, and now relax your fingers. Relax your forearms. Keep the same shape. Keep reaching the same height. But send your mind into your body and feel where there's tension. Can you relax your shoulders? Does it change the shape? Can you see it changing on camera? Relax your tailbone. Can you relax your calves? What about the top of your legs? How about your arms? Now that things are relaxing, breathing deep, can you allow things to expand? Keep the same shape. Don't allow it to collapse, but reaching up there. In fact, make a change, reach up there and see where the tension reappears. And then practice relaxing. So we're going to go back to doing Qigong. Relax your arms if you haven't already. This is an exercise before we start moving. The idea when we take a posture, for whether it's for Tai Chi or anything, we can check, right? It seems like, oh, this is great. We have the big reach. And then when you put the mind inside the body, we can change. So let's do some breathing. Grip the ground with your feet. Keep the tongue connected to the upper palate and make this, like we said, a stretch. Reach all the way out to the sides. Try to keep the correct Tai Chi ideas all the time. So inflate all the way, but when you exhale, we're not trying to force all of the last air out of the lungs. Think of your exhale like the gas tank in your car. You don't ever want to fully run out. And for Qigong, with this breathing strategy, we're inhaling to inflate, and on the exhale, just let the air float out of the lungs naturally. So that we're not pushing effort, but instead natural. In the Tao, it talks about the bellows. So think of the way a bellows operates. When we stretch, it inflates. And when we compress, it deflates. Try to keep your back. We're not trying to shrink here. This is instead my upper body and lower body is moving because of my legs. Do 3 more. Go at your own pace. When you finish, return to Tai Chi Harmony. Allow your feet to touch. Bring your hands together in the center. Hold the head top up. Take a deep breath. Let's do a little bit of stretching, and we're going to practice Tai Chi, work on something from the second section. I think last week we were working on fan through back, carrying power from one side of the torso to the other using the arms as such. So let's stretch a little bit. Take a comfortable stance and stretch your head and neck top up. Take one hand, reach across, stretch this hand out, and make the line between this elbow and these fingertips as straight as you can. So pull your elbow back, relax your shoulders, push your head top up, feel your center line from your crown through the base. Make it straight, powerful. Breathe deep, stretch, relax. The other side. Reach across, reach out. Push up through the center. Extend the fingertip and the elbow. And then, like the exercise we did earlier, can you relax? Can you feel, send your mind into your shoulders, your back, your arms? Let's do one more on each side. So the same thing, once you get into the right position, can you make your quality of body being better? Relax, and then change the other side. Again, make your center line strong. Don't let this arm twist your head or neck. Push up. And then once you assume the best position, relax. Change, come back to the center. Next, stabilize your shoulders, and we're going to start with a small spiral. I want you to get in touch with how your neck feels. By the way, I'm not just turning here at the collar. Think of your neck starting around the middle of your back, somewhere in here. So when we turn these with the shoulders locked, we're not just using the cervical vertebrae, the vertebrae in the neck, but we're working with vertebrae in the center as well, the upper thoracic. vertebrae. And start to turn that spiral larger while pushing up so that you feel the head suspension power, you feel that you're pushing up, and remember to breathe the same long, relaxed breathing that we started with. If you haven't changed directions. And the same thing, start slow and work your way up. Remember to do the breathing. Come back to the center. With these shoulder rolls, the movements coming from the center, I want you to expand your whole torso. So coming from the center, feel your shoulders, your chest, your upper back, your mid-back, the lats, the sides, your ribs. Make these shoulder rolls the most efficient, the most effective. There's some people, when they consider Tai Chi, they think Tai Chi is a flowery martial art because they see the beautiful movement and they don't understand the meaning of it. Let's change directions and remember to return to the breathing that we started with when you do this. The Tai Chi is focused on efficiency. The movement may appear flowery, but it's because something else is happening. There's a function to it. So in efficiency, we want to achieve the maximum amount of returns for the minimum amount of input. So these shoulder rolls we can use to sort of, whether we need to test or whether we need to just actually stretch and open the whole torso. If by moving from the center, it just may look like, maybe it just looks like I'm moving 2 points up here, but I want you to feel all of your whole torso. You can even feel the stretch go down into your arms, if you have it correct. Let's continue. We're going to turn around the center. So here, sink your tailbone like you're going to sit right on the edge of the bench. Push your head top up, relax your shoulders, and turning. Check to see that you have at least a half smile. And add one more. Keep looking forward. Don't turn to look behind, look forward, and allow the turning knee to follow the direction that you're going. See that we have the same relaxed breathing while we practice this one. Come back to the center. Grip the ground, push your tailbone back and away, fold. Remember to breathe while you're upside down. And the same exercise we started the class with. Can you relax? Can you find more areas? When you're ready, grip the ground to root yourself and root your chi. Breathing, sink into the earth to support as your hands raise all the way up. Inflate entirely with air. Relax. We'll do one more of those. Spending a little bit less time upside down. Push your tailbone back and away. Grip the ground. Breathe deep. Fully extend or relax your neck. And when you're ready, again, grip the ground with your toes. Root your energy to the earth. Inflate, reach all the way up, and relax. Turning around the center. Imagine there's a hula hoop that's floating in exactly the right place, and you want to run the edge or the corner of your hip all the way around And this is your stretch, so if it feels really good in one space or another, on either the outside or the inside of the hip, just remember to breathe. If you're turning in one direction, make sure you change to turn in the other. We're going to do one more stretch. If we have a square step, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, maybe I can add it later. Sink back into the rear foot, straighten your spine, breathe deep. Let me change so it's easier to see. And either extend your chin forward or extend your head top forward. Remember to breathe. Pull that toe up, reach forward, push forward. Take a deep breath. We're going to change to the other side. Shoulder width wide, shoulder width deep. Sink the tailbone back and away. You can use this for support. Pull the toe up. Either push the chin forward or the head top forward. Grip with your standing foot, push forward, stand up. Let's return to Tai Chi Harmony. Allow the feet to touch. Bring the hands together in the center. Connect the tongue. Lift the base. Activate the toes. Take a deep breath. And now the exercise that we just started class with, while you feel like you're in the correct form, can you relax more internally? Okay. I try to actually warm up my voice and talk before class, but sometimes it doesn't work. Okay. Anyone have questions, thoughts, comments, ideas? Perfect timing. So, we're going to work on something from, my idea is working on something from the second section today, because it's something that we know later in the application class we'll have someone to help demonstrate that form. And so at the end of, after cloud hands, after we have cloud hands left and right, we have hook, we have corner whip, and there's a movement that repeats twice, left and right, and it's a little bit complex to explain without having another person there. And so that's pat the high horse,高探马, right? Reach up to pat a tall horse. So let's practice Tai Chi. If there's no questions, let's do the first and second section up to that point. We can review a little bit about fan through back, sending power from one side to the other, and then we'll talk about高探馬. Pick a space to the right. Bring your head top to its highest point. Relax your tailbone. Relax your shoulders. Breathing deep. Start in He Tai Chi, Tai Chi Harmony. Grip your toes, connect the tongue. Fix your vision all the way to the horizon or beyond. Step shoulder width wide for commencement. Breathe deep. Right, grasp the sparrow's tail. Square step forward. Ward off. Left, grasp the sparrow's tail. Square step forward. Ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Look left. Glance right. double press. Split, hook, single whip. Turn back to the north, split, square step, roll up. We're going to turn 90 degrees back to the west. Crane, harp, press right to the center, square step back. This is crane, harp, press, brush knee, C-step, press, brush knee, C-step, press, holding the moon in the chest, or embrace the moon. Square step forward. Punch, ban lan shui. Corner. Parry. Punch. Corner. Expanding in all directions, including down, sinking. Punch. One more. Move. Parry. Punch. Rufong. 四臂. Turning to the north. This is embrace tiger. Return to mountain. Bring the feet together. Form a T. Square step. Palm press to the center, turning body, warning palm, right into rollback. Breathe deep. Join the palms. Press. Push. Look left. Glance right. Double press. Horizontal. Split hands. Hook. Turn back to look at the moon. Is the left side turns. The right side turns. Spear fist goes up to the moon. Repulse the monkey. One. Scoop. Right side moves back. Left side press. Repulse the monkey. Scoop. Left side moves back. Right side press. Opening to the side. This is Shirfei. Needle at the bottom of the sea. Palm turning the whole time. Fan through back. Turn, block, punch, kick, square step, lan, shui. Keep your head top up there. Spine straight for di bu hua. Change step, return to roll back, natural breathing. Push, look left, glance right, double press, horizontal, split, hook, side whip means the feet are parallel and the hands are parallel. Cloud hands, 1, cloud hands, 2, right, left, cloud hands, 3, right, left. Let's do 2 more. Hook, corner whip. Bring your feet back to the center. Bring your hands to the center. Take a deep breath. And take a second after you practice Tai Chi. If you feel warm, you feel the actual Chi, allow it to collect. All right. So, questions, thoughts, comments, ideas. We're going to work on something from the... Actually, you know what? Before we... I wanted to teach a Qigong, but it's one that we have to do in the beginning, so next week. For any of you that remember, jeans, cowboy hat, right? Or at least that was one of the nicknames for it. Questions, thoughts, comments on anything so far? We're going to do cloud hands, left and right, a little bit of review, getting into Cao Tanma. So in the second section, cloud hands is a very interesting Tai Chi posture. There are many, many interpretations of it, and I'm going to show you 2 sort of interpretations of it today. The first one is, after we have this Han Dan Bien, when we have normal hook and whip, we have square step forward, something like this, but Han Dan Bien appears in the second section and third section, which is like this, parallel. And so this parallel step, we go into cloud hands, right, left and right. And the most basic is just like, imagine that you're the cloud and the hands are the extents of the cloud. So if you've ever seen a thunderhead form or some type of big cloud that's billowing, after we have hook and whip, here, just like you're the inside of the hollow space here filled with chi and expanding, and here, left and right. I want to have that movement connected. I don't want to disconnect the arm here. That's weak. I want to have my whole structure turning, right? This is in the second section, when we're doing fan through back, the principle that we have here is that the power is moving through. So if we have already talked about fan through back, we should understand now that the right hand is actually connected to the left hand, right? If the right hand is working and the left hand is empty here, there's no power. But if they're working together, the whole structure, we have power. So turn right, turn left, very simple. Turn right, turn left. You have a giant beach ball. You put one hand higher, the other hand lower. You turn it to the right, and then as you step down the beach, you're going to change the hands where you're holding the beach ball and turn to the left. Come back to the center. You're holding the beach ball like this. Turn right. Back to the center. Turn left. So, we're going to talk about cloud hands quite a bit because it can be sort of diced up a number of ways, and you should have noticed on that last section where I was showing, the feet can move differently, right? If I have the beach ball, I can turn right, step, center, turn left, right? I can have the beach ball, turn right, then step, then come back and push. And that's for the simple version. The more complex version, the most complex version, and I have studied it, I can't find anything in the world as good as my teacher's version. For anyone in YouTube land, if you have a variation, when we talk about the type of frame and complexity that is can be better than this, I would love to learn. So on this one, after we have hook and whip, The first technique I showed, coming from a different lineage, Gene teaching this one. Imagine you're walking through a very crowded area. You go to a festival or fair, you go to a concert, a show, something, and there's lots of people, right? In this day and age, we should be protected from many, many things. But if we like to move through and we need the space, maybe we have somebody with us, we can very gently, right, use this like a soft bumper to make sure that people aren't coming into our space. So can be cloud hands here. And when using the feet, are we proceeding through the crowd, or are they pressing in and we need to brace this way, right? So there's many ways to talk about it. This is a structural idea, moving this round shape with power, or the power to support ourselves and a little bit of external weight. That's the basic, right? So we have hook and whip, and we have cloud hands, right? Just this round shape. TC's variation from hook and whip is this hand. I'm going to face the camera for this one. After we have hook and whip, hands working together. So the left hand comes underneath the right elbow. And we can put this right in the front. And the hand is closed here. And when we turn, this palm is going to change. It has 4 different phases. So it's in, up, out, down and out, right? So the palm is facing in to the circle. It's facing up to the sky. It's facing down to the ground and facing out. In a class where we expand on this, we can talk about this being the earth, and this being a post or a plant or a tree that's in the earth, and these being branches or bristles on a brush. But what I want you to see is this movement. So like imagine that your hand, wrist, and fingers are completely relaxed, and you want to twist them like you have a wet towel or rag, and you want to sort of get this movement. So when I turn, it's in, up, down, out. It creates a spiral that is, I don't know how else to describe it, but we're going to call it the complex cloud hands. Let's practice together. So from this hook and whip, right? In, up, down, out. And now on the other side, the palm is in, it goes up, it goes down, and then as it goes out, the other foot follows. In this variation, the foot follows. So, press. Think of it like creating, with your forearm, a type of vertical tornado, and then a type of press. We are going to spend more time talking about that. That one is also really good for boxing application, because something that comes in, this hand creates this natural shape that a stick or an arm or a fist can't get out of, and then we turn that palm and press through, right? So it's cloud hands is fantastic. I feel like I've talked about it too much, so I'm going to continue. All right, so from after we finish the last cloud hands, we have hook and a corner whip. So I turn my 90-degree square at the base, my spine is straight, pressing forward in this direction. The next sort of custom movement in the second section is called pat the high horse,高探馬. And if we start facing west from hook and whip, my left side is going to, I don't know if it shows up on the carpet, but make a half circle. Think of the taiji symbol, like where this hand, left hand, is wiping, and the left foot, I'm wiping on the ground, but can just step in a circle, half circle. So from here. Now, this is the first time in the taiji form where we start to initiate a bagua orientation. The left hand and left foot have come back. Now, the left foot and the right hand are going to go forward. So we're going to change. So from here, hook and whip, left side goes back, left foot, left hand, reaching, thumb is down. So like you're cross reaching this way, right? Let's go from the beginning. Hook, square step, single whip, and now avoid, make contact. Only one more to go. From here, pull your right hand down and bring your left hand over, Cao Tan Ma. Right? Let's practice this a few times and then we'll come back. Anyone have questions? By the way, if you have questions while we're doing this, you can just blurt them out because I'm not always looking at the screen. So centered on camera, if I'm facing west, I've just done my cloud hands and I do hook, corner whip. Now I'm facing, that's north, this is west. Cao Tan Ma, avoid, make contact, advance. Right? Something like this. Let's practice. From hook, turn the waist, and then from here, looking forward, looking west, avoid, make contact, advance. Right? There's some balance at the end. By the way, if you can't balance, I had a very, very smart student in Los Angeles one time ask me, said, the person was just older, they were out of shape, and they said, I can't do this kind of balance because my body doesn't, they're working their way, they're trying to get into a state where they could, but they knew their limitations. And if that's the case, if you're here, if you have an injury somewhere in your body or some type of deficiency, perhaps not even physical, balance, something, you should obviously have medical attention for all of that stuff. But if you are well enough to practice Tai Chi and you can't do something, we have Cao Tan Ma, this. If you can't do this, we can avoid, make contact, and advance. This foot's still touching the ground, right? And later we're going to look at this particular application because this is for self-defense. Cao Tan Ma is a good one. If you look at like one of the best boxing arts, Thai kickboxing, right? It's called the art of 6 limbs because they let you use elbows and knees. And the knee in Cao Tan Ma is the important part, right? So we don't need a fancy kick. That's for the performance. That's for the judges at the competition when maybe you do like to show something extra. So from here, avoid, make contact, knee, right? This knee is what's happening. Let's practice again slow. From hook, corner whip. I'm turning my square base 90 degrees to the west. And then from here, my left hand is just wiping a half arc. If I face away from the camera, I'm this way, half arc. That way anything in front of me, I'm hook and whip here, anything that's coming, I'm clearing it out to the side. It's a big, if my frame is this wide, and it's this size, I want to start from the top, hit the other side, and reach the whole frame, right? But we don't want our hands going outside the box, right? TC would say, keep your hands to yourself. This means if I do punch, it's here. From the profile, it's here. My punch is out here. It's easy for me to get lead off of my base. So the same thing here. I don't want to reach too far. So avoid. And then I'm reaching right to the center. If the camera represents a person's head, after I block, I want to reach through here because I'm going to pull that way. So hook, corner whip, avoid, make contact, and then turning this way. What is all this? The advance, the last part of it. We're going to talk more about that during the application. But the name of this posture is pat the tall horse. So imagine there's a horse and it's big. You may have to actually reach to get up there, and in the most advanced, you can add a jump if you needed to pet the horse on the back, right, the mane. The idea we block. We're reaching through around someone's center line, and I'm pulling this directly to my center. I'm turning my forearm, and this other hand comes in for a clap on the back of the head, the back of the neck, the center of the back here, right? Where we're patting the high horse, the same place you'd pat a horse, on top of the head, somewhere down the back, right? And there's an extension, right? This is where it gets extended. So here, and if they're trying to escape, we can add a kick, right? Because the person basically, when they're here, they get hooked, pulled in, they may want to start to pull back. After we've done the hook, we can add something going out. Questions, thoughts, comments, ideas? We have about 15 minutes left. Let's do the whole second section up to高探馬. We'll practice that again, and then we're going to start on the left side. Let's actually do the whole second section. So by the way, if you're starting, when I start my form, and I just want to do the second section, I'll start in the center in Tai Chi Harmony. And then there's a number of different ways you can do it. If you like to go into Return Tiger to Mountain and do that, or from Tai Chi Harmony alone, I can take a T-step and bring this hand up, bring the other hand up, step to the square, palm press to the center, breathing deep to roll back. Join the palms, press, push, look left, glance right, double press, horizontal split. I'm facing east. Hook, turn back to look at the moon. Left side turns, right side turns, spear fist. Repulse the monkey. Left side shifts back, right side press forward. Scoop, right side step back, left side press forward. Scoop, use your whole body. Press to support. Sherfei means diagonal flying. Opening the arms, shoulder bump, a type of diagonal ward off, connected directly to Hai Di Zhang, needle at the bottom of the sea. San Tong Bei, turning, grip your feet, block, punch, kick, square step, Lan. Shui, head top up, looking forward, sink your tailbone, Di Bu Hua. Take a deep breath when you change step to roll back. Press. Push. Left, glance right, double press. Horizontal, split hands, hook, side whip. This is cloud hands. You can do any level of complexity that you want. I'm just going to keep it simple. Right and left, right, left 2, right, left number 3, connected directly to hook, stepping to the corner, turn my square feet 90 degrees, Gao Tan Ma, 1, 2, 3. From here, bring your feet together, bring your hands together, take a deep breath. Let's just repeat Gao Tan Ma a few times, right? So if I have my hook and I go to my corner whip, I'm facing west. I'm going to change directions. I'll do it twice. Change directions. Do it twice. So corner whip. I'm facing the normal direction we're facing before. Avoid make contact, advance. So from here,高探馬, reach over, pull the neck down, reach over the top. One more. Let's do from this direction, facing the camera. Avoid, make contact, advance. Avoid, make contact, advance. Avoid, make contact, advance. Okay, so you see there, I actually did 3 different palm things at the end, and that's okay. The main shape is what's important. We can talk about how to apply the fa jing, the power, right? Are we slapping something? Are we controlling something moving? Another direction. Avoid, make contact, advance. Step back, step forward. Cao Tan Ma. I'm not going to do one facing away from camera. Instead, let's do an exercise. Just relax your legs. And stand, if you're standing and facing the center, if we do this movement. Just the hands, right? So we're here. The hand comes over. The other hand coming through to reach. Turning. Think of the Tai Chi symbol, and you know the Tai Chi has that S shape, and it can sort of turn either way. It looks like a figure 8 that's touching both ends of the circle, right? So imagine that. We have the half circle, and then the arms cross in the center like the figure 8. This one makes a small loop to get around the top of the figure 8, while this one comes all the way around the outside and goes here, right? So full circle. Figure 8, full circle. Think of the Tai Chi, yin and yang, right? Sometimes the yin and yang, the dots are the place in the circle where we put our fists. We'll make a diagram about it later. But from hook and whip here, big circle, little circle, big circle, right? To make clear. Questions, thoughts, comments, ideas. Okay, so we have about 9 minutes left, and let's do a little bit of Qigong to close. That way, let's close before noon and try to start the other one earlier. I feel like I think we're set up to do that. So if there's nothing to add or ask about, allow your feet to touch. Line yourself up in the center, and let's practice the exercise. Actually, you know what we can do from hook and whip. Do you remember the exercise we started earlier, the very beginning of the class, where we got into the right position and then let everything relax, but it didn't change the shape? Let's try that again. From hook and whip, can you let everything relax? And then here, this movement, when you get to the final position, can you make it relaxed? The same if we do crane. So return to Tai Chi harmony. And then the same, put your body into its best shape. Pull the head top way up there, relax your tailbone. Activate your feet, make your legs connected to the earth. And then send your mind into your body to see where you can reduce tension. Let's do some Qigong to close. So breathing like you're gathering the energy. And then on the exhale, remember, we're not forcing, but you may feel some pressure in the lungs because the lungs are all inflated like a bellows, and the nose is like the little holes in the back of the bellows. So you may feel pressure. Feel that weight of that pressure under your hands. Feel as though the air itself is supporting. So breathing. Make your arms so lightweight they float. And the breathing is so relaxed that the pressure assists in the floating. Relax your tailbone, sinking down. You can continue more of these later. Do 2 more. Inflate all the way up. Let your palms rest on the chi, and you're just controlling their position off the ground. Longest, deepest breath of the day so far. And then when you finish, bring your feet together, bring your hands together. Close your eyes somewhere between, 0 and 1%. You can leave them open a little bit. And move your mind into your belly button, into your dantian, into the center. The geometric and gravitational center of your body is in the center. And imagine all of the energy, all of the ideas, all of the concepts that you thought about today during class. All of that goes into the center, all of your chi collecting in the middle. And then while you're there, take a second to smile to yourself, to your original self. Take a deep breath, and without opening your eyes, if your eyes are open, you don't necessarily have to look to, but smiling to the outside world as well. Internally, have a gratitude practice here on the inside. Maybe it's silent to the outside. Take a second, give thanks, have gratitude. You can speak it to yourself. You can think it to yourself on the inside. One long last deep breath. And that's it. Call, text, write. I will send out the link for the second class email. Via email, text. Actually, yeah, I see Mark's at the gym. Cool. So, yeah, I'll send that stuff out, and see you guys. Have a great weekend.